And it's Fredo, we're back with the Unpl 4 Brawl Week 1. Obviously this is Little Cup League. I did record this live, I recorded the audio live, but with OBS I hadn't separated the audio to go onto two different tracks, so it's got really loud game noises. I can't quiet them over my voice. So this is going to be a bit of a post-com. We're going to go back to 2012, back to the way we used to do things. We're going against Nick, not Nicholas, for Week 1. They've got Terraflying Pick-a-Peck. I almost said Pick-a-Rin. Pick-a-Peck. We're going to lead with Zorua because it's going to be my best choice Scarfmon to go against Nick's team. Obviously you can see the Zorua Hisui there, so they will have some illusion games. Put me Enfu in last to, if they do go for the Zorua Hisui lead, then they might think that they're going to take a fighting move and stay in. I can either U-turn, Dark Pulse, anything like that, knock off on the first turn. We'll see what they lead with. Obviously, I already know, but because it's a postcom. So they're going to lead with what looks to be the Smoliv, and we are leading with Zorua. So options here, like I said, I could knock off Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb because there's a grass type in front of me, but I'm just going to go for the U-turn because I can obviously break the illusion if it is the Zorua Hisui, where it takes a super effective hit, which we can see it was a super effective hit, so it does turn out to be the Smoliv. And it's going to be important for us to remember that that's already got damage on it for later in the game. Going to go into Quiff, the Growlithe. I'm going to try and call everything by their names, because in the live recording I called everything by its evolved name. Yeah, so Growlithe getting the Intimidate off, it's not going to matter, because it goes for Terra Blast. It turns out it's special, I think. It does a lot of damage, and when you consider most of my moves there are going to be recall moves, the health is going to be a bit of a problem. So I'm just going to go for the Flare Blitz, because when I did the live recording I didn't actually write down the team, so I didn't even know they had the Piplup. We don't get the burn, we take a little bit of recoil, unfortunately. Obviously this is Choice Scarf as well, so I don't want to stay in against this, because you can get a super effective move. Or it could go for the Ice Beam, predicting the Dratini to come in, because that is the obvious play. So because of that, I'm going to go into Eevee, predicting the Ice Beam, predicting them to predict the Dratini. Ideally, I do want to get Dratini in to drop Draco on something, because that is basically going to KO. But we got the wide lens to make sure we don't miss any of the moves. But we're going to go into Eevee. It's got Wish, it's got Hyper Voice, so obviously it can't do anything to the Zorua Hisui, but we don't need to worry about that right now. And here comes the mascot pick, and he does go for the Ice Beam, as you can see, so we did predict that right. I believe I go for the Yawn here, just to try and phase anything that does come in. I'll phase this out, and then let's see what we're going to do from there. Yeah, I can only remember a few of Nick's Pokemon at this point. I knew he had the Zorua. I now know the Smoliv was there. I remembered the Pick-a-Peck because they told me that was Terraflying, and I couldn't remember the other three. So obviously if the Piplup does stay in here next turn, it's going to fall asleep. But as you can see, it's just going to get its HP back with Roost. So do I Baton Pass? I do Baton Pass. I thought I wished this turn. Maybe that comes later. Spoilers! Yeah, so I'm just going to Baton Pass because I know they're going to go to sleep. That's why I made that play. God damn it, Frida. And then I can get momentum. Obviously, they can still play the mind games with their Zorua Hisui. I'm not going to know what comes in. The Alolan Grimer comes in. Is it the Alolan Grimer? Who knows? We'll have to find out. So we're going to Baton Pass. I don't really have much for the Alolan Grimer. Sandshrew is the only thing that's going to hit super effectively. Mienshao will do some good damage, and Dratini can put Dracos on it, which will do a lot of damage as well. I would like to get my rocks up, so I'm going to go into the Sandshrew, not predicting them to stay in immediately. So we're thinking a turn ahead. Like I said, this could go horribly wrong and it'd be the Zorua Hisui. Obviously this is a physically defensive Sand Slash. I've moved away from my mic, that was a bad mistake. Yeah, so we are just going to get our rocks up. As you can see, we've got dual hazards. I didn't bring any of my Terra Captains this week. Hopefully I will bring one, maybe two next week, who knows. They do go for the Terra Blast again. I don't know if it's the Alolan Grimer or the Zorua Hitsui. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's the Zorua there, because of the amount of damage it did do to me. I'd expect Alolan Grimer to be physically attacking, not special. And I wouldn't have expected a physically attacking move to do that much damage to me. Obviously, it's just a normal type move, so it would get the stab on that as well, I believe. If that's how Terra Blast works, which I think it does. So Eevee is the specially defensive mon. So we're just going to go into that, predicting another Terra Blast, and then we're going to have to play the game from there. I'm guessing Terra Blast is quite common in the Little Cup metagame based on how much we see. So that did 10 damage to me, so I am going to go for the Wish just to get one up in the air. If it's a damage roll, I could live another Terra Blast, or I could be going out this turn. And we will see that the mascot won't have done much if it does go out. So we're just waiting for the moves to come through from Nick, and they swap out, so we do get the Wish up, which is going to be nice. I don't think they wanted to play with the roll, sort of looking at my HP, and now we know this is definitely the Alolan Grimer. So we can sort of prepare for that as we wanted to earlier. Sandshrew is the one I want to bring in here. It would enjoy the Wish, but there's quite a good chance Snake is just going to attack here to make sure that I don't get any HP back. I overpredict and I just go for the Yawn here. Goes for the knockoff, and that's going to kill me. So that was a wasted Witch. Obviously the Grimer can't stay in, otherwise it is going to go to sleep. So I do believe we go Sandshrew now, which we'll soon find out. Or do I just drop a Draco? I think this might be the turn I drop a Draco. Let's wait and see. I'm on tenterhooks, can't remember what happened here. Come on, Frida, make your mind up. So I'm just going to go Flare Blitz. Am I? Okay, I am going to go for a Flare Blitz. This is so pro. Yeah, so this is going to be really scuffed. I have fixed the issue in OBS for the next matches, and I've got 2 Wi-Fi battles tomorrow from doing this post-comp, which you'll see next week. So hopefully it will be less scuffed. But hey, I'm back to it after 8 years, so it's going to be a little bit scuffed. So there's no reason not to click Flare Blitz apart from the Piplup. So I'm going to predict the Piplup to come in. I'm just going to go for the Wild Charge, because this Grimer isn't going to want to take a massive amount of damage, because Nick can obviously see how much work this thing is going to put in against my team, because Sandshrew is at low health. So Nick really has a think through on this. Swaps out. Do I get the prediction right? Does the Piplup come in? Yep, that's his Piplup. So the Wild Charge is going to do a massive amount of damage to this Piplup. And we'll find out if it KOs, which it doesn't. But another Wild Charge is going to. I've got no reason not to go for it. Obviously the Smoliv could come in, but they don't know that I'm Choice Scarfed. So they could have been predicting me to switch on my move to a Piplup, predicting the Smoliv to come in. And obviously this could just stay in and go for the Water type move. It's very important to note that Growlithe is on 3 HP. The Wild Charge is going to give us recoil, and I wasn't sure if I was going to live this one, and we live on 1 HP. So that does mean we could get another hit off if we want to on whatever comes in. So place your bets on whether it's going to be the Zorua, Pick a Back left, the Smoliv, and a Magby. I forgot about the Magby. So this was the reason I bought 2 Choice Scarfers, and I just want to go for the Wild Charge just to get damage off on this Magby, and then I can go into Zorua afterwards, because I've confirmed that this does outspeed with the Choice Scarf. So it's not Choice Scarf Magby, and they go for the Psychic, I believe. Yeah, Psychic here. Obviously Growlithe's gone. Now I can go into Zorua, because my fastest mons are all like a 65 speed, I believe. The Mienfoo. Notice how I called it Mienfoo, not Mienshao. Any future videos, I will try my best to call them by their names and not the evolved forms, but we'll have to wait and see if I manage it or not, won't we? So no reason not to knock here, because I can get rid of the Grimer's Eviolite, I can get rid of whatever Smolive's got, get rid of what Pickback's got, or I could KO the Zorua Hitsweep. So I go for the knockoff. This obviously looks like it's still my Mienfoo, because Mienfoo gets knockoff, which is kind of good for us in that regard. If it goes into the Grimer, then I'm not going to be getting a super effective hit. I'm not sure if it gets Sticky Hold. Maybe it does, I'm not sure. But he might notice now that I'm trying to Scarf, because my Mienfoo outspec the Magby. Obviously it depends on how much speed investment he had on the Magby anyway. But obviously it's got a higher base speed, like 75 or something. I was really surprised. So here comes the Grimer, and we know it's the Grimer because of the HP it's at. So I don't want to stay in and go for the knock here, so I basically have to sack something. I've already got my rocks up, so Sandshrew isn't going to be that useful, although it is the only thing that gives the super effective hit against this. So plan is I can sack Sandshrew, and then I can go Dratini and just drop a Draco, and something's gonna die. So, as you can see, I thought about this one for a little bit, just thinking over my options, and we do decide to eventually sack the Sandshrew, because, like I said, EQ is the only thing that's going to hit this. It's got the Smolive and the Pickback. Oh, I got Dratini. Okay, this is exciting, isn't it? I did rewatch this as well before recording this, so go me. Poison Jab, I believe it gets the poison as well. Yes, we do have Shed Skin on Dratini, so we will find out if we're going to get rid of that poison or not. Obviously another poison isn't going to KO us, still have another turn afterwards unless we don't kill this, but Draco is Draco, and everything has such a small health pool in Little Cup, that Draco is going to KO anything. It's got the Smolive, they can snack, Jesus Christ, read it, sack. So I think that's what they do here, sack the Smolive. No, they get rid of the Zorua. Yes, okay. And I was over the moon that this came out, because it's dead. Lol. So yeah. Now there's the Pick-a-Pack, the Alolan Grimer, and the Smolive left. I believe we've taken 3 out at this point. So I believe Nick goes into the Pick-a-Pack here. And as I said earlier, Nick did let me know it was Terra Flying. Because that is the rules for this league. Is that your Terra captains can Terra into anything. You just need to let your opponent know before the game. And that's not during the planning stage, that's literally right before you play. Also, can we just appreciate the shape on Dratini? It's just like a U. It's not like sort of curled up like it is in its sprite. Lugia is the Pick-a-Pack. Yeah, so whatever this thing does, it's going to KO me. I'm at 3 HP. Well, the Dratini is, I'm not, obviously. So I'm just going to click Draco. I just didn't have mic there, sorry, hope that didn't come through. Yeah, obviously it gets the KO, like I said. So now Zorua could clean up. And so could Mienfoo. I believe I go Zorua. I believe. We'll soon find out. Because Dark Pulse or Knockoff did an insane amount of damage to Pick-a-Pack. I don't want to lose Mienfoo just yet. Zorua can obviously guaranteed outspeed it. So I believe that's what I do. Make my mind up. yeah, just go in. I think I knock. Because I did calc. And knock or dark balls had quite a high chance to KO. One of them was guaranteed. Must have been the knock, I think. As long as there was like no HP investment. So, no, okay, must have been dark balls. So, it does go for the Tariff Lion. Obviously thinking that Mienfoo is going to die. But I've just gone for the dark balls. One, I could get the flinch if I need to, if I get a low roll. I think it had to be like absolute minimum roll to not KO. So there you go. Yeah. So bye bye pick attack. So it's just the Alolan Grimer and Smoliv left, I believe, at this point. So if the Alolan Grimer does come in, I'm going to swap into Sandshrew. Sack that, and then I can go Mienfoo. But if the Smoliv comes in, I'm just going to stay in and Dark Pulse. This is why I kept Sandshrew earlier, and why I told you I was going to sack it that turn, but hey, it's this turn I sack it. Foreshadowing, spoilers. So yeah, got absolutely no reason to be staying in with Zorua on this, because it's Dark Poison. I do want to keep Choice Scarf Zorua around just in case something goes wrong at some point here, which it shouldn't. This should be my game from here on in. Go into Sandshrew, sack that to the Grimer, go into Mienfoo, and then just close combat. And both of Nick's remaining Mons will die to a close combat. So this is why you keep your sacks, people. And like I said, keep the Zorua in the back, just in case something doesn't go my way. So knockoff doesn't KO, gets the poison, and we're going to lose that 1 HP anyway. Doesn't matter, I was sending it in for the sack. To, as I said, go into Mienfoo and just click CC and win, which is what we like. Unless, like, you know, obviously it's a Choice Scarf Smoliv. I believe that would activate Mienfoo. It's really hard when you've got level 5 Pokemon to remember speeds and everything, because like they very rarely get past 20 in their stats. So as I said, we're just going to click close combat, and yeah, that's gone. We get the defense drop and the Spadef drop. Only the Smoliv left, so CC will KO that as long as I have speed. Life Orb, Mienfoo coming through. Here comes the Smoliv, and we'll find out if we outspeed or not. So I am just going to go for the CC. Strongest move, and it doesn't outspeed. So that is going to be the game. Nice 2-0 victory. Nice to start off with a win in the league. As I said, I'm really sorry this was such a scuffed recording. If I had actually got the audio right, I could have just left it as live, but hey, like I said, back to it. Yeah, so GG Nick. Next week it will be a proper live recording. Just bear with me while I'm getting back into the swing of things, and leave a like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed, and tell me what your favourite Little Cup Mon is, I guess, and I shall see you next week.